Did you know that only 24% of millennials demonstrate basic financial literacy? This isn't just a statistic from National Endowment for Financial Education. It's a wake-up call. It's a glaring signal that we as parents and as a society are failing to equip our youth with one of the most basic life skills, the ability to manage money effectively. We need to teach our kids when they're younger. Now, I'm not here to rehash the same old study hard, get good grade spiel you heard a million times. No. We are diving into something far more crucial, something that impacts every single one of us, especially those with the power to mold young minds. I'm talking to you, parents. Here's the million-dollar question. Money talks. Are your kids listening? We need to demystify the language of finance for our children by transforming complex money matters into relatable, everyday examples. We can become the ultimate financial mentors. Picture this: your children, confident and savvy, navigating the financial world like pros. That's the future we're building here today, and we're starting right now. Are you with me? I want you all fired up and ready to tackle those money talks with your kids head on. Parents, our responsibility is immense. We are the primary communicators, the translators of our children's complicated language of money. But it's more than just words. We're their first teachers of essential money skills, knowledge, and behavior. It's more than just providing financial support. It's about fostering a deep understanding of the fundamentals of money that will shape their financial future. We're not just teaching them the language of finance, we're guiding them towards the places where they can find the tools necessary to navigate the complex world of money with confidence. Before we dive into specifics of what to say and when, let's address an important issue here: financial shame. Many parents feel ashamed of their own financial literacy or the state of their finances, which may essentially delay their willingness to talk to their kids about money. In fact, a survey by Credit Saint found that 70% of adults who experience criticism for their financial decisions stopped talking about the issue to avoid experiencing more shame, even though they felt compelled to make positive changes. So, how do we address this financial shame? First, acknowledge the feelings. Recognize and accept the feelings of shame without judgment. Second, seek education. There are numerous resources, from books to online courses, that can help you boost your own knowledge and confidence. Third, be honest with your kids. You don't have to be a financial expert to talk to your kids about money. Share your own experience and challenges. This honesty can be incredibly valuable and can help demystify money for your kids. Fourth, make it a learning environment. Do it together with your kids. This can be done through games, educational apps, or by having conversations about money with your children. And lastly, focus on progress, not perfection. Financial literacy is a journey. Celebrate small victories and improvements rather than focusing on past mistakes. Show your kids that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. Let me share my personal story that demonstrates why this conversation about financial literacy is so crucial. When I first came to the United States, I didn't exactly have the riches in my pockets. Given where I came from, I was lucky to have had pockets, much less something to keep in them. I felt scared, overwhelmed, and yes, ashamed of my financial ignorance. But I understood these feelings as a starting point, not as a destination. Growing up in the Soviet Union, where my mom worked 2 jobs, the language of money felt like a secret code, and I did not have my decoder ring on me. As I navigated my journey from poverty to new life in a foreign land, I was determined to decipher this code. With each milestone, from finding my first job after graduating with accounting to getting married to buying a house, I strived to learn more. The more I learned about financial literacy, the better I could prepare a growing family. Fast forward to the present, where my husband and I, both immigrants with similar upbringing, understood the profound impact of wise financial decisions. We didn't hide our struggles or pretend to be financial gurus. Instead, we shared our journey with our two children, including mistakes and the lessons we learned along the way. Our home became a financial literacy classroom. Every financial decision was a lesson waiting to be learned. We taught our kids not just through words, but through our own lived experiences. From budgeting for groceries to making investment decisions, we involved our kids in age appropriate activities, turning everyday financial tasks into teachable moments. Today, as a real estate investor and mentor, I stand before you as a true testament to the transformative power of financial literacy. It hasn't always been easy, but by focusing on progress, not perfection, we were able to secure our financial future. I share my story in the hopes of inspiring others on a similar journey, empowering them to overcome the feelings of shame and take the first steps towards building lasting wealth. We showed our kids that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from it and keep striving to improve. Now, let's talk about what to say and when. Understanding how to talk to your kids about money depends on their age. For ages 3 to 5, focus on understanding money. Explain to them what money is and what it's used for. Use simple concepts like piggy bank to introduce budgeting to make it fun and tangible. Explain the difference between needs and wants. We need food, but we want toys. For ages 6 through 10, introduce basic financial principles. Talk to them about how money can be earned. When we work, we earn money. Different jobs pay different amounts. Introduce the concept of budgeting using their allowance. For ages 11 through 14, focus on financial responsibility. Teach them about the importance of saving for the future. Introduce the concept of credit and debt. Encourage goal setting for larger purchases. Also, expand on using the bucket strategy. We use short-term savings for things we want now, long-term savings for things we want later, and emergency fund for unexpected expenses. For ages 15 through 18, prepare them for independence. Introduce the basics of investing. Teach them about the importance of good credit score. Talk to them about income and expenses. Expand on using the bucket strategy. We have to manage our money using different financial buckets. We use checking account for daily expenses, savings account for future goals, investment account for long-term growth, and emergency fund for unexpected costs. Also, talk to them about more complex investments such as mutual funds, bonds, and even alternative investments such as real estate. Remember, financially educated children are more likely to avoid debt. In fact, a study by youth.gov indicates that students who receive personal finance education are more likely to avoid high-cost borrowing and to manage their finances better in adulthood. The study indicates that students with strong financial education are 50% less likely to take on high levels of debt. Now, let's make this a bit more interactive. Imagine you're at home and it's a family game night. How many of you play board games with your kids? Please raise your hands. Good, I see some hands. Excellent. Board games are not just fun, but fantastic tool to teach your kids financial literacy. Our family favorite board game is Rummikub. Every time we play, my daughter confidently declares that she will win. And you know what? She usually does. We're still trying to figure out if she's that good or if she has some sort of secret strategy up her sleeve. Why board games matter? First, human interaction. In our digital age, face-to-face interaction is invaluable. It allows us to have an opportunity to have a casual conversation without looking at the screen. It also finally gives you a reason to tell your kids, put down the phone and pick up the dice. Second, it can create a fun learning environment. Such board games as Monopoly or the Game of Life can help introduce such principles as saving, investing, or managing money in a fun way. It also allows you to show your kids that landing in jail in Monopoly is way cheaper than in real life. Beyond games, foster open and honest conversations with your children. Make it a regular topic for discussion at the dinner table. Encourage them to ask questions and express their thoughts. Conversations like this can not only demystify money for your children, but can also strengthen their ability in handling it. Ideally, have everyone leave their gadgets in their rooms so that you can actually have uninterrupted discussion during your mealtime together. In our digital age, technology can be a valuable resource on the quest to financial literacy. Educational apps and online resources can help us make learning about money engaging and accessible for kids. Some good resources include kidsmoney.org, Khan Academy, P2K Money app. Let me leave you with some words of wisdom from one of the greatest investors of our time and my personal mentor, Warren Buffett. Teach your kids about the power of compound interest, the importance of investing in themselves and living below their means, and the value of patience and consistency in their financial decisions. If you remember nothing else from this talk, I want you to take these 3 points to heart. Teaching kids about money early can help them learn such skills as budgeting and making wise financial decisions. By sharing your own financial knowledge and challenges, you're strengthening family bonds. It's all about building financially healthy households. By helping parents teach their kids financial literacy, you're breaking the cycle of financial stress and paving the way to a secure and worry-free future. So parents, educators, and everyone in between, let's take this responsibility seriously. Let's ensure our kids hear and actively listen when money talks. Remember, the goal isn't just to teach kids about money, it's to prepare them to make wise financial decisions so that they could lead a secure and worry-free life. Together, we can build a future where financial literacy is a universal skill, breaking the cycle of financial ignorance and stress for generations to come. As we conclude, I want you to picture your children 20 years from now. They're confident and savvy adults, living below their means, making informed decisions, investing wisely, teaching their own kids about money. That future starts today with you. Thank you.